again, we are back on Egmont Sochki Tea Talk, Train of Thought with a series of episodes with Professor K.V. Ramakrishnan. As for the finance sector which is concerned, having a rich experience in RBI for 22 years and General Manager of STCI Finance Limited, which is also promoted by RBI. He was there for 28 years.
Right.
28
Right,
years.
sir.
Good, great. So it's a great experience like in the banking sector. So now in this episode, we are going to talk in terms of a career option for finance students.
Right.
Many times they are confused what they need to do like.
Correct.
Can you throw some light on career path for a finance major like?
Right. So, while taking up this particular aspect, it's necessary to just throw some light on the background of finance itself. Now, finance basically means business. It actually, broadly, it means business. What type of business are run in the market, and what types of business are there globally and domestically, and how one should associate with business. It investment, manufacturing, and then trading, all sorts of things. So basically one must understand the aspect of business. So in this area, when you connect the students, they have plethora of opportunities. So one is the banking sector. Banking sector itself is so large now. It has developed a lot and is no more the type of bank that we used to see even 10 years back. It's undergone a paradigm change. So what we talk of is different types of banks. So we have the universal banks. Universal banks are banks which perform all types of functions. Deposits, advances, credit, treasury, trade finance, all these aspects are done by universal banks. So they don't leave anything behind. They do all sorts of functions.
Nice.
Now, universal banking, they thought that means one is indulging in everything. So you might have, of course, read about failures in Indian banking by way of NPS, etc. So a lot of non-performing assets, etc. This is mainly because of the fact that you are doing too many things and then you are not focusing on a certain area. There is no sort of specialization in the banking itself. So that came to fore, and the regulators as well as the operators, they started thinking in terms of what is called niche banking. Niche banking, you are actually talking of a particular specialization in banking, where you are only taking up what is called narrow banking. As one of the RBI deputy governors said, this is narrow banking. So narrow banking means you are only taking up one aspect of banking. So in this, the regulator brought in what is called payment banks.
Nice.
So payment banks are involved only with the remittance aspect. Now, if you talk of remittance, you will think, what is there so great about remittance? It is only remitting money. No. Remitting money, receiving money, it's a big task. There are lots of players in the market, lot of customers. So channelizing all these things into a regular streamline is not at all easy.
Nice.
So they brought in payment banks. So payment banks, with the help of technology, modern technology, they have actually streamlined all these methods of transmission of funds. So payment banks, mind you, they are not allowed to lend. They are not allowed to lend at all. They can only do remittance function.
Okay.
So we got some 6-7 players in the payment banking sector. They are also subject, as far as safety is concerned, no problem. Each of them has to have a capital of 100, paid up capital of 100 crores.
Nice.
They must have very good net worth, and it's only those who are trim and fit. They say trim and fit in the sector. That means your health is good, your financial health is good. Like person who is having a promoter who is having lot of what you call shady background, or who has indulged in lot of what you call irregular activities, and who has done violated the law very often, and then has been in tip with regulators. These sort of people are kept on the side. So they only bring in very good players.
I see.
So only big names you will hear, like Aditya Birla and all, good names. Okay, and then secondly, small finance banks. Now, small finance banks essentially is to cater to the smaller sections of the economy. So they bring in loans, etc. They actually issue small ticket credits, like up to 20 lakhs, etc. at reasonable rates of interest to the common man. And these are niche banks which are only into small lending.
I see.
Okay, just like the microfinance sector, small finance bank, they cater to individual loans, etc. and very small ticket size. And they also have come up with very good technology. So just like payment banks, the criteria are the same. They are no different, no liberalization. Only
Nice.
the best players in the market they are brought into fore and given license by the Reserve Bank of India.
Correct. So how about career path in corporate finance?
Yeah. So corporate finance is a slightly different field. Where corporate finance means actually you are talking about the structure of a business. So what type of capital structure in a company, whether it is equity or debt. So that is a decision to be taken by the company. So there, what a fundraising is there, and what points of time you should raise what type of funds, whether you should raise equity or you should raise debt or no debt at all. So those sort of functions are to be concentrated upon. So some promoters, they would not like to borrow. They are happy with medium growth. As you know, leveraging can give you a lot of profits if you are generating revenues, because you are servicing interest on loans. At the same time, you are doing good business. So easily you are able to service your loans and you can do healthy profits. You can get healthy profits.
Correct.
But then in case of businesses which are not doing well and who are leveraging a lot, there is a problem.
Nice.
Because they'll be only servicing interest on all the cash flows will be negative.
Correct.
And they will not be able to survive at all. They will have to shut down.
Correct.
So capital structure, it's $1 million question. Whether it should be equity, what percentage? It should be debt, what percentage? Only equity, only debt. Okay, so these sort of questions always come into mind, and this is where corporate. There are a lot of theories on this.
Correct.
So a corporate finance student, he should actually read a lot.
Nice.
He should understand what is a capital structure, what is the meaning of equity, what is the meaning of debt, what are the implications and repercussions of indulging in only a significant portion of each of them, and then he should go ahead.
I see. And how about the hedge funds and the private equity?
Yeah, hedge funds in India, we don't have actually any Indian hedge funds. We have got only foreign hedge funds. Now, hedge funds is for the big players. Big players, those are high net worth individuals, who are rich companies, etc., who like to invest their surplus funds in markets.
Correct.
So, hedge funds, what they do, the term hedge fund is a misnomer. We are talking of hedge funds. A common man or even a finance person would assume by the name of it that they are only hedging the risk. They are just not hedging risk nowadays. Hedge funds are taking huge risk themselves and they are investing in products which are risky. Now, risky products can be invested only by people who are having huge risk appetite, deep pockets. Okay, if they lose money, they have further money and they can invest. Okay, but not the common persons, not people who are averse to risk. There may be people who have a lot of money, but they would not like to take risk. So these sort of activities are undertaken by hedge funds. It's a purely big ticket activity.
I see.
And then they also hedge, of course. They also hedge, they customize the products and they also give you strategies as to how you should hedge your risk.
And how about the career path in insurance?
Yeah, insurance is a massive old structure in India, and we had only the LIC before. Now, a lot of private insurance players are coming to the country. So, insurance is one of the very important aspects in our daily life. Everybody must have insurance. Insurance penetration in the country, even then, it's very, very low. So, if you're talking about life insurance, you're talking of general insurance, you're talking of medical insurance, then you've got the Keyman's insurance, and then you've got the Fidelity insurance, you've got marine insurance, various aspects of insurance.
Correct.
So, it depends on what type of field you have a passion for. So, you can take up that, but you have to study very deep. So, you are going to actually be a part of policy maker, or whether you have to do fund accounting, or we are mainly into pricing of insurance products. Very important. For that, you require very good actuarial background. Insurance industry and actuarians actually make up the pricing of insurance products, as you know. And actuarians in India today, they are not even, you will be surprised to know, they are not even in hundreds.
Correct.
So a very few actuarians, they require high mathematical skills, especially mathematical postgraduates. These are the ones who take up this, and not all of them. People who have what you call the necessary skills and the passion for that, they take up this actuarial course.
I think it's an excellent insights given by Professor K.V. Ramakrishnan about the career option for the finance students. I'm sure, like you touched upon the finance majors and in some terms of banking career path which was there, and also in terms of corporate finance, hedge funds, and the insurance sector. So I'm sure like this insight for Tea Talk audience is going to benefit them in understanding which is area where they want to enter into and can make their career. I'm sure like it's an interesting conversation what we're having with Professor K.V. Ramakrishnan on the financial aspect and also the how to make a career as the finance which is concerned. Do catch up on our next episode of Tea Talk Ek Boond Soch Ki with Professor K.V. Ramakrishnan. Till then, Thank you very much. So thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.